Kia ora koutou and welcome back to Tech Week 2026 right here in Tairāwhiti. Six-day symposium proudly brought to you by Rangai and Trust Tairāwhiti. And because it's the first panel of the day, over the course of this week we are bringing together an abundance of knowledgeable individuals to ask one central question: what part does technology play in Tairāwhiti? And how do we make sure our region shapes its own future? And so today we are putting a bit of a focus on LeaderBrand and some of the things that they're doing in the tech space. Since agriculture is such a big part of just everything in Tairāwhiti, we thought we'd bring them in to share some of what they got going on. Would you all like to introduce yourselves?
Oh yeah, I'm Steve. I was brought into LeaderBrand as a machine learning engineer, just to kind of help analyze some of the data and see what kind of innovations they can do.
Kia ora, I'm Maninder Singh. I'm working as a precision agriculture specialist in LeaderBrand Gisborne. I'm just looking after the tech projects in the company.
Yeah.
Kia ora, my name is Dr. Anastasia Mazhaeva. I'm from Eastern Institute of Technology, and we prepare our students for work and for LeaderBrand too.
Yeah. So a lot of people hear about LeaderBrand around. Everybody knows LeaderBrand in our region, but what does LeaderBrand actually do?
LeaderBrand is one of the biggest companies, agriculture companies in New Zealand. It was founded by Murray McPhail 50 years ago, and he started with the potatoes, and now we're growing a wide range of crops like spinach, broccoli, lettuce, sweet corn, asparagus, beetroot, and also LeaderBrand covers 50% of the market share for the bagged salads.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that just in New Zealand, or how much of it gets exported? Do you know?
Yeah. Mostly in the New Zealand, yes, we do export as well. We export sweet corn. We just started exporting broccoli, a bit of a spinach.
Beetroot as well.
And beetroot, yeah.
Yeah.
And usually when we're thinking about LeaderBrand, we're thinking just about your product, what you explain, but also why I'm here, because today LeaderBrand is changed. Today LeaderBrand use technology, not just only humans. And it is amazing how we can help grow business like LeaderBrand here in Tairāwhiti, use technology and grow your business with technology.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. So we are using few technology things in LeaderBrand. Like in the past, we have used the drones to measure the broccoli heads and to measure the spinach leaf size to get the yield, and we're doing more research on this, also to find the diseases and find the weak spots in the paddocks. Yeah.
Yes. For example, my students, I'm from computing school. We have here education like computer science, machine learning, deep learning, AI. Our education now, it's so cool here in Tairāwhiti. And in last year, we worked with LeaderBrand on our applied projects and internships that shows to our students how we can use technology, something not understandable like AI, exactly here in Tairāwhiti, in large company like LeaderBrands.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of how I started. I was a student there, and I was kind of consulting some of the stuff at LeaderBrand on how they could use AI to do stuff and computer vision to kind of do a bit of stuff there.
And now he's machine learning engineer in
now
LeaderBrand. So amazing.
Yeah, that is pretty awesome. What are some of the ways that LeaderBrand, that you've recommended AI be used, in that sector?
For, like you say, kind of disease identification and pest problems and counting kind of broccoli heads or harvest prediction, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not just only computer vision what they use today, it's also automation. They use robots, they use drones, they use technology. And it is not like just only code, because when we have conversation about computer vision, about deep learning algorithms, yes, we're usually thinking about just only codes.
Yeah.
But what's amazing today, it's that LeaderBrand use robots, use automation, embedded systems, AI algorithms, computer vision, all of that. It's so cool.
Yeah, like we use the robots to, we have used the robot to scare the birds in the vineyards. The robot go up and down in the vineyard rows and scare the birds by making some sounds.
This optimized process, it's how we can, it's not, in my case, we work not just with LeaderBrand in agriculture sector. We work with several companies here, and not just only in agriculture sector, also in forestry, also in infrastructure.
Yeah.
And it is amazing how today we start change our business process, how we can help people with technology skills, how we can help change, optimize our business process.
Yeah, that's a combination of few things, and this way we all can just succeed. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Whew, that was a little annoying.
Yeah.
So,
Steve, maybe you can provide for us some examples what you did during your internship, what you did doing in your apply project, because maybe you explain how you present your research on international conference and how your research will be held today in LeaderBrand.
Yeah, so my research was kind of mostly kind of computer vision based for drone technology, which you guys kind of went over yesterday.
yeah.
But yeah, it was going to be so you can get high definition images of broccoli. It's mostly about broccoli, what I've been doing it on, and be able to identify pests and the optimal time for harvesting based on head size, and it should be able to kind of detect if there's like weeds and stuff, because a lot of the data that we can get when you're looking at the fields, like the leaves are growing over and weeds are coming up and covering everything, so you don't really know what is what, right? So we were working on a drone that should be able to kind of, it's one of the biggest in commercially or privately owned drones and things. So we fly that over and just be able to pick out what you need, kind of.
Adding to that, like when we harvest the broccoli because all the broccoli heads does not get harvested on the same day. So we pick on day one, we pick X percentage, and then we want to know what is left in the field. That's where the best way to check is fly the drone, count the broccoli heads, and then you know what percentage is ready, and then make your decision from there. That's where we need drones and develop into this technology more.
Yeah.
My project was kind of applying a filter that would filters out redundant information. So it would be able to highlight kind of what is needed instead of what's not.
What is the amazing work what doing LeaderBrand today? They connect industries, they connect our local talent together. And Steven is the example of that. Steven create some cool, some quality research, presents that on international conference. And today he work in LeaderBrand. So it's like how we can grow not just only our business here in Tairāwhiti, but in our capability. Found expert exactly here, local experts.
Yeah. Coming back to some of that, the like weed, like you were picking out weeds and stuff, you were working on something kind of similar to that, weren't you, Mani? Yeah,
so we got this machine from Carbon Robotics, which is getting a lot of attention nowadays. It's a laser weeder. So it is a machine on the tractor. It has a generator in the front of the tractor, which creates the power and sends the power at the back of the 4-module machine, which has cameras, computer, and lasers. So cameras scans the field, and then the AI system distinguish between the weeds and crop, and a laser beam gets fired onto the weed, and it just kills on the spot. So it is very important in our high valuable crops here.
Yeah.
It's so interesting, and it's so amazing for my students because they have applied project and internship with something so interesting here.
Yeah. That.
You guys were just showcasing that last week?
Yes, we did showcase this, and a lot of growers came to have a look, and they were really amazed, like how we were when we saw it for the first time. And there are some people who are like willing to like buy it in future.
Yeah.
Of course, it's an expensive machine, so it depends on case to case how valuable your crop is. Like for us, spinach, you can't really do any sprays once it is in the ground. So the only way to pick the weeds is hand weeding or laser weeder. So laser weeder seems to be working really well in there.
Yeah. Okay. So it's a lot more like efficient in terms of like manpower and stuff. Is it more environmentally friendly or like?
Yes, because you're not covering your whole paddock with the sprays. You're not doing those broad acre blanket sprays. You're focusing on the weeds. You're not disturbing the soil. So it is actually more environment friendly. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
So you're not really putting chemicals into the dirt or
Yeah,
anything?
That's
and how
right.
you know-
You're putting the chemicals in the dirt, then you're killing the important microbes in the soil. So that's not good. But here with the laser, it's just very controlled laser energy, which is just hitting the weed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, and how I know you also use drones for
Uh,
spraying. Yes, and it is more environment friendly.
Yes, not specifically for the weeds, but yeah, we use the drones for the other purposes. Yeah, like, yeah,
Why it's more friendly? Because they use electricity. It's not like
exactly.
it's cheaper.
Yeah.
It's environment friendly, and it is again amazing example how LeaderBrand use the technology.
And you're using the
today.
drones for sprays. You're not actually using the tractors, which is causing compaction.
Yeah. Not completely random, but could you attach the laser weeder to a drone?
That is a 2-ton machine.
It's 2 tons.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
I think there'd be some ethical concerns. Laser
Yes,
slider
it could be a
risky
little bit.
Yeah, it'll be really risky.
Yeah.
And it is
Maybe in future one day, if they can create small one.
Yeah.
And also it's so interesting because when I had a conversation with people, they also thinking, oh, we use technology, it's reduce our job opportunity, but it is not like that. And again, LeaderBrand is so amazing example of that.
Yeah.
Because they use technology and technology just optimize process and
Yeah.
technology create new job opportunities.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Steven.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
More skilled jobs.
Yes, it's how I know it's first time when the LeaderBrand have machine learning engineer position, yes?
Yeah, new position just for me.
Yes, they opened this position in this year because they are on the same step how our technology grows.
Yeah,
For example, yes, 2-3 years ago we was without ChatGPT. Now all people use ChatGPT.
Yeah.
And LeaderBrand is an amazing example how they use technology, how they upgrade their business.
Yeah.
Because usually there's all people thinking, oh, AI is technologies, they come in, we worried about our job. No, it's not like that.
It just
We
creates
just
new
change
jobs.
our job
Yeah.
and we
Yeah.
create new job opportunity.
It's making your life easy, not eliminating the jobs.
You just the jobs are just changing and going
Yeah.
like further into a field of technology.
Yeah. Like for us, and like if we talk about laser weeder, before that we were doing hand weeding.
Yeah.
So you need to find a lot of workers and to pull those weeds with your hand, and that's very, it's really hard work.
Yeah.
and sometimes we can't even find labor, so which is a problem. And with the laser weeder, you can do a job in a 1 hour what labor was doing in 10 hours. You know, that's really more efficient. And of course, that is creating jobs for a lot of people too.
Yeah.
And also it's create jobs for local people.
Yes.
So our technology, and in my case, our education here at the Eastern Institute of Technology, we provide more opportunity for people prepare for new job position, what we will be have in next 5-10 years here. And because our businesses change, our education is changed, and our future job will be changed.
Yeah. Do you actually have a video of the laser weeder in action, so we can have a little look-see at that?
Cool.
So you are using it for a lot of spinach right now. Are you looking at like expanding it to like other crops?
Yes, and it is not hard to expand too.
Yeah.
You just need to create that right models. So you have to tell the machine, hey, this is broccoli and this is my weed, and it will just hit the weeds and leave the broccoli alone.
Yeah.
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 You got years and years of data.
Yeah. Like with this machine also, like we are getting a lot of data. We are getting where we have the big weed pressure in our field, so we get all the map from the field.
Yeah.
And then we can, because data is everything, we can then use that data for future. Do we actually need to control this weeds with the machine, or do we need to spray, or do we need to do some hand weeding?
Yeah.
So that is actually another thing which we are getting out of this machine as well.
Oh yeah.
What education are you expecting in these areas? What skills of your future?
You don't really need like a specialized course for this, but you still need to have a good understanding of how to use iPads and have good understanding of you know, how your crop look like, how your weeds look like, that kind of data. Yeah.
It's from people who exactly work with data.
Not really, but because this the carbon robotics who created this machine, they have made it really user friendly. It's still not, you know, you just sit in the cab of a tractor and just go. It's not like that, but you still have to look at a lot of things, which can be learned in a couple of days of training. Yeah.
So if you're moving it to another crop, what kind of data do you need to use to like train the new model?
If we are moving into the new crop, or like the crop we have never weeded before, so what we first of all will talk to carbon robotics. They will load a general crop model, which is like a global model, and then we further modify it. When we go to the field, we take the photos of the field, and then we tell the machine our crop actually looks like this, and then AI learns it, and then we get the results. And we don't really need to upload so many photos, like 3-4 photos per crop and weeds. That's enough.
Wow,
And rest is AI.
that's pretty impressive.
Yeah. So they have made it really user friendly. And again, if we do not get really good success, if we're, for example, we are hitting the crop or we are not hitting the weeds, we are just one message away on our iPads to the support, and they connect us anywhere in the world, and they just start talking to us straight away and solve our problem.
Damn.
Yeah.
So where else is like using these?
Well, this is from US. So they have sold, Carbon Robotics have sold about 200 machines. They got, I think, 100 in US and rest in Europe and Australia, New Zealand.
Yeah.
Yeah. and we got 2 in New Zealand right now.
Yeah.
We are the first one to use and sell a leaf in New Zealand. Yeah.
Damn, impressive.
Yeah, that's pretty solid.
Maybe I want another question. How you go? I know that you have research in LeaderBrand. How you work with research, with innovation? I know that you try create your own innovation in automation, for example.
Yeah.
Not just only in machine learning and AI.
Yes, we like to do our own trials and we like to collect our own data. Like I said earlier, we are working on creating something where we can have the yield estimations with the drones or with any other tools, like attach something to the tractor. So we're collecting the data a lot right now. Yeah.
Yeah, I saw some from your innovation department. I saw some robots without humans, and it's that help you collect broccoli, and it was so amazing. Yeah, I showed this in several weeks ago on MPI workshop. How LeaderBrand used technology not just only in drones or AI and deep learning, but also in automation. How they try automatization of their process.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it is again, it's so good example how they upgrade process, optimize business, and create new job opportunities for people.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
I just want, maybe it's secret, I just want to know more about the innovation. Not provide this information for us.
Yeah, well, what I'm doing is just kind of analyzing historic data and kind of seeing what kind of machine learning procedures or advancements we could implement into harvests and that sort of thing.
Oh, so good. And how I understand, something like that is maybe useful not just only in Tairāwhiti, but across New Zealand and maybe internationally, yes?
Yeah.
Yeah, like even in this laser weeder, the crop models we are creating, which can be, like we are spending a lot of time because we are the first one in New Zealand to test it on in a lot of crops. So the crop models we are creating, those can be used by anyone else when someone else purchases this machine.
Yeah.
So they don't have to spend a lot of time on creation of these models.
Yeah.
So it's transferable to the other growers as well.
So interesting, yes, because again, when we're thinking about LeaderBrand, people who live here in Gisborne, we're thinking about broccoli. But these guys, they have innovation department. Yes. So interesting project, especially in my interest, because I understand my students will have so interesting internships in future.
Yeah,
I've got a intern working with me at LeaderBrand at the moment.
Yeah.
Kind of helping me out with stuff.
Yeah, we have one Maori intern who works with data now in LeaderBrand, and he prepared his first conference paper.
Yeah.
We hope he will be present on international conference in this year in Dunedin. It's image and computing vision conference.
Yeah.
And so amazing. Trust Tairāwhiti, they provide for us opportunities, they provide for us funding that we can organize our student participation in international conference today. I think it's something new here in Tairāwhiti, but it is so useful. Our students will have international experience, and they can, in future, like Steven had this experience last year. Now they can work in our local business and help grow our local business.
And how important is it to encourage more people to pursue this kind of thing? We've got lots of talent here and stuff, but a lot of people might not know about kind of the things.
It's our problem, and we try to change that 2 years ago. The problem was that we have so many businesses here who use technology, who use innovations. We have amazing education now. We changed our program in last year.
Yeah.
Now our programs focus on industry needs. We try to help our students found their first job. We
Yeah.
try to understand what they want, not just, okay, it's your internship, not like that.
Yeah.
And now we try connect schools,
Yeah.
our education, and our business.
Yeah.
We try to show them that even agriculture sector is not what we had previously. Now our agriculture sector is technology too. My students work in our Eastland port, and our port use technology. My student work with Tairāwhiti. My student work with some solar project.
Yeah.
And here in Rangai too.
Yeah.
And it is amazing how we can create pathway. Our gaps today is schools and EIT.
Yeah.
Now we have so strong connection between our business here in Tairāwhiti and our education. Now we understand that our education is in technology.
Yeah.
It's exactly what our business wants.
Yeah.
And our next step is create clear way between schools and EIT. We need to show to our schools what we have here.
Yeah.
Not just only what we have in education. We also plan create some excursion, show how our business work. We want to create some trip to LeaderBrand, to our Eastland port, to our forest company, show the students how they can use new technology, how they can use new knowledge after their education.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sure that
Now,
these
yes.
kind of courses are available here in Tairāwhiti, you know?
Yeah.
Maybe
And
we
that there
can-
is industry work and
Yeah, and it
that
is
sort of
so interesting, Steve. Maybe you can explain to us something how your education useful now in your current job, or maybe not useful.
Yeah. Like what was
Yes,
your
in your
experience
LeaderBrand,
like?
yes.
How did you get into it?
Well, yeah, I did my internship as a researcher or assistant researcher and like computer vision and that sort of thing. And then, I was consulting guys at LeaderBrand.
Yeah.
And then it just kind of linked together, you know. I helped them out between finishing school and starting this year. And then just kind of got in. So, you know, it's good to have that kind of industry connection,
Yeah.
you know.
But it
helping
is,
out.
yeah, it's about applied project and internship. Yes, this project is exactly what we're doing with industry. But what about another year education? What maybe you have some another useful courses? What you can use now, like system analysis, electronics, something.
Data
like that.
analytics, machine learning, system analysis, all sorts of kind of stuff that kind of relates to industry and other things like that.
Yeah.
It's pretty handy.
We also have mechatronics classes. I understand that it
My,
maybe it's not so useful in your
my
new
major
position
was
now.
my major was intelligent systems, which is kind of like robotics and automation and machine learning kind of thing. So that's pretty cool that they offer that here, you know, in Tairāwhiti, so you can kind of bridge out and.
How you think it's possible to use this education and LeaderBrand in your area, not just only in machine learning position?
Well, yeah, 100%. We are always looking for people who has the basic information, basic knowledge, you know, basic education, and then you can grow yourself more into, you know, the projects we are doing, and in this way we can actually create more projects on our own, rather than relying on the world to create some softwares or some kind of technology, like, for example, like laser eater, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can kind of keep everything in-house instead of outsourcing all
Well, like we need to be the first one to create and sell it to the world.
Yeah.
Encourage some friendly competition.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, because I know that previously LeaderBrand, you know, maybe it's my opinion, but I had several conversations about that you had problem found local experts. Yes?
I'm not too sure on that, actually.
No.
Like in which way? Is it technology
In
wise?
technology, yes.
Oh yes,
exactly.
yeah. So we were, 100%, because we were working with this one company which was in Singapore. We were working with their technology, so and their experts there. So yeah, we had this kind of issue in the past. Yeah.
It's why we change our education system here, because we try grow our experts.
Yeah.
Why we have so
That's
strong support by Tairāwhiti today, because we try change education system here. We try grow our experts.
Yeah.
It's not just only LeaderBrand problem. It is our EIT problem, and it is
So
I
it's
think
like
all
a
business
region-wide problem.
Yeah.
It's pretty good. You're not fighting time zones to try and fix problems or
Yeah.
keep everything here.
Lucky to have you now. Easy
Yeah,
to contact.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How much, so are you looking at like resilience at all? Because we get a lot of cyclones, and they have a tendency to make a little bit of a mess. Are you guys looking at that at all?
Yeah, we're always looking at finding the solution for these kind of problems, and yeah, for example, like soil health gets really affected in these cyclones.
Yeah.
We are very focused on our soil health, because if you have healthy soil, then you have a healthy plants. So we always try to get onto the things quickly when we get problems like cyclones and we have silt build up.
Yeah.
So we try to create the healthy soil as soon as possible by having cover crops or cultivate it or do less disturbance sometimes, leave it alone. Yeah.
Are you use some technology in this process?
Not really at the moment.
You think about that in future?
Yeah, will be. Like for example, like laser weeder. You would like to use a laser weeder rather than doing your herbicide sprays. You don't want to disturb the soil furthermore because it's already disturbed. You want to just target the plants only, target the weeds only to kill.
Yeah, and only predict what's happening in future.
Yeah.
This technology, yes.
You don't want to disturb the soil structure by doing mechanical weeding, or compaction. Yeah.
Yeah. Are any of your students looking at that kind of stuff, Anastasia?
What?
About like resilience and cyclones and weather events and that?
Yeah, we have, how Steven mentioned previously, we have some classes with research.
Yep.
It's like our special topic, our research topic, where our students work with technologies and can help to us with environment change. For example, we work with some video transmission for drones. Steven worked with me on that problem. And it is so actual problem. For example, for New Zealand search rescue operation, we collaborate with them on these problems. And it's another example, yes, how our education useful not just only in agriculture sector, but also how we can help predict environment problem and can fix problems, yes?
Yeah.
Resolve issues.
For example, after cyclone, and why also it's interesting, our new technology, what we create in Eastern Institute of Technology with my students, why it's so interesting for police, why it's so interesting for New Zealand Search Rescue Operation, because it's provide for us high quality resolution monitoring for long distance, like 10, 15 kilometers, and it is so actual here in our area where we have so many rural space, when we need monitoring in our ocean, especially when our environment has changed.
Yeah.
You could use the same technology for the farms to kind of identify problem zones or zones that might be affected more from cyclones or weather events and stuff like that. Pretty handy.
And it is again, it's so interesting education here. It's not just about practical when we work with industries and our students understand how to work with industry. It's also about research component. We create something new. Exactly new in technologies. Yes, it's usually something unexpected from EIT, but in last year when Steven presented his work on international conference, it was just only universities and just only one institute, our campus from
only
here, from
bachelor
Tairāwhiti.
student there, so that was pretty cool.
Yes, and also it was master and PhD students from university. He was alone undergraduate student and from Eastern Institute of Technology. Yes? How was your experience?
Oh, scary. Yeah, speaking in front of like doctors and professors and stuff, pretty hectic.
Quite impressive.
Thanks.
Well done.
Was your research paper about what you're doing now?
Not really, kind of. Bit of machine learning and stuff, but mostly computer vision.
Okay.
And just kind of reducing bandwidth for video transmission. So you can, like Anastasia, use cameras kilometers away and still have perfectly clear. Kind of.
But it's all about software, software development. It's all about machine learning. It's all about how work with real practice technologies. This means Steven had his research topic, his applied project, internship, so many. And it is, I think it's great what you already have.
Down the line, like 20 years or so, what do you think farming could look like? Like, are there any big ideas around that haven't been started yet? 20 years. What might it look like?
I think we'll be seeing more autonomous machinery. Farmers will be adopting the technology a lot. We'll be doing we might stop on the blanket sprays and target onto the plants per plant farming as compared to the blanket sprays. Less soil disturbance, less use of chemicals. And of course to reach there we really need to invest into maybe a couple things. One, adoption of the technology, embrace the technology. And second, we need to create our future generations ready for that. We need highly skilled people. And like we discussed before, we need to we need to create our own systems from Tairāwhiti, rather than relying on the rest of the world.
I think we will be work together, scientists from different areas like agriculture, because we still need to understand how our plants grow. Scientists from technologies, education sector, business sector, and it is how our farming will be changed in future.
Pretty solid.
What do you think, Steven?
More
Because
drones.
it's so interesting,
Yeah.
your opinion.
Drone
You just
mapping.
finished your education.
Yeah, drone mapping and kind of, I don't know what the word, not conditional, but like if you can adapt kind of spray areas, like if the terrain's all over the place, maybe there's been a weather event, it's going to wash all the fertiliser down to one spot. So, okay, you don't need to fertilise here anymore. So you need to be able to kind of use the data all the historic data, all that kind of thing to identify spots that need it instead of just everything,
It'll be more data driven
Yeah.
as compared to what are we doing now? We're just changing this thing, but spray the whole paddock.
Yeah, well,
It'll
like
be
you said,
variable rates.
data's key. So
Data is key.
Have a lot have a record of it that's a lot more solid than
Yeah.
like just
Yeah.
what we've observed with our eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Or
even
scan the field before you go for a spray or put some food
Yeah.
or biologicals, you know. Scan the field. Where do we need how much, you know?
Yeah,
even
yeah.
with irrigation, you know,
Yeah.
same thing. But you get sensors and all that sort of thing. That kind of
Yeah, and some prediction models that will be, it's maybe some large computers that will be predict for you when you need collect broccoli, when you need collect your plants, how it's
even to
Okay.
predict,
optimized
you know,
process. Yeah.
it's going to be raining this week.
Yes, based
maybe
on, for
next
example,
week
on
we
weather,
only need to do
yes.
this part and this part and this part.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Thank you. That very interesting.
But it is so important that it is, when we have conversation about technology, about AI, it's not robots. It's not
Yeah.
clever robots like in Terminator movie.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's still just only useful tools for us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is still people who just use tools.
Yeah.
For example, like 100 years ago, we not use cars.
Yeah, yeah,
Now we
yeah.
use cars, and cars just
Yeah.
optimize our life, just provide
Yeah.
for us more comfortable life. And it
Yeah.
is AI in future,
Yeah.
for example, in farming, it just will provide for us more opportunity,
Yeah, yeah.
make our life more safety, more
Yeah.
environment friendly, more comfortable.
Yeah.
Well, just like your laser weeder, you know, you're not
Yeah.
got people crawling around hands and knees, damaging
Yeah, it's a hard job,
themselves.
yeah. Like the good thing is the farmers are adopting and accepting it very fast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, awesome. Thank you guys. Thank you guys so much for coming in. That was a great conversation. It was cool to hear about like different bits and bobs happening in LeaderBrand. Yeah, that was great.
Thank you.
Thank
Cheers.
you, yes, doing right.
The next talk we're looking at some genetics and genetic testing. We'll have real bioscience and oh my gosh, why have they left my brain? And we've got Jonathan, also from LeaderBrand, talking about that, and somebody from Nature as well. And they'll be here around 1 p.m. to talk about that. So thank you for watching. We'll be back soon.
Yes.